Alright, let's talk about it. Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Fallen came out last Friday. As I'm recording this, it is still technically the release weekend. I'm a little bit further than what is seen on screen here. Not much further, because I haven't had a whole lot of time with it. But first impressions are generally positive. I'll start out with that. Still doesn't do what From Software does, and I don't think anyone really would expect otherwise, but for what it's trying to do, it gets a thumbs up for me. I know you can find a million videos on YouTube this weekend about it. About the invasions. If you're an invader guy coming in wanting to do some invasions in this game, because it actually has multiplayer, I don't know. It needs work. We all seen the videos. I've experienced it myself. I've had one invasion happen to me in co-op, and it was pretty hilarious. Poor invader didn't know what was hitting him. There are definitely some connection things that need to get worked out. It's new. It's very, very new. So I'm not gonna hold too much judgment. I'm not gonna say anything about it that no one else has said. We'll see where invasions are in a couple of weeks with some patching. We'll see where it is. Maybe I'll try it out and give it a serious venture. Will I make videos? I don't think this will be a video, upload game for me too much. I am enjoying a playthrough, but we'll see. I will say that I'm enjoying co-op. If you are coming from Elden Ring, for instance, and you're coming in as a co-opper, you might really be into this. I will say that. But the active lobby system is a little bit different than the impersonal way From usually does their co-op, which sort of, in my opinion, might be more appealing for co-opers, because you get your buddy into your world, and he's pretty much in your world until you guys both decide to stop playing. You don't have to conduct a secondary resummons, for instance. Some cool things as a player phantom helping a friend in co-op is that you can access the same checkpoints. I almost said bonfires, but in this game they're called vestiges, or grace, for people who come from Elden Ring. And that's kind of cool. I could get drops. I can level up in my friend's game at his checkpoint. It is pretty neat. I do like it. And it's been interesting. I've only had about 2 days with co-op because they turned it off because they got to patch it, mainly for the multiplayer woes. So I'm doing a lot of solo stuff lately, the last day or so, and I've made some good progress. One real genuine thing I will say, if it is a gripe, and it's more of a me gripe, it's not necessarily something I can really blame the game for, is I'm bringing a lot of muscle memory from the Souls games into this, and that's definitely hindering me. I'd probably be a little bit more adept at the game if not for that. Mainly things like the lock-on, the way I use lock-on, for instance, in Elden Ring, it does not help me in Lords of the Fallen. I'll give you an example. There's a system in the game called the Umbral, where there's a secondary layer overworld over the regular level that you access via a lantern, which is always on your character. And it'll reveal new enemies and level shortcuts and stuff like that. And I'm still getting used to the Umbral system in general. In this boss fight in particular, I haven't quite mastered the use of toggling into my lantern in combat situations. With puzzles, it's fine. But I tend to forget, for instance, that I'll use my last charge, and you'll see me in this boss fight trying to use some lantern stuff before I default back to my regular spells and magic. But the lock-on thing, it's definitely tripped me up. There are enemies that will only appear, for instance, inside of the Umbral, and there's regular type of enemies, and I'll want to lock onto them right away as they're spawning, and the game doesn't quite turn on the lock-on mechanic until they're ready to be killed, basically. So I'm having a lot of mishaps with that. where I'm jumping in, trying to lock onto them and get a quick kill when it's actually throwing me forward. And all the melees so far that I've encountered is very forward momentum moving. So like everything I swing, an axe, a spear, whatever it is, moves me very forward. So a lot of the times what's happening is I'm going in for an attack, expecting to click a quick uh, toggle for lock on, and it ends up I have to spin the camera again behind me to reorient with the enemies. But besides that, first impressions, I just wanted to share it. I'm enjoying it so far, and we'll see how it goes. Worst thing I could say about the game is that it still wants to very much be Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and that's not saying anything negative. But stay tuned, maybe I'll have some more to say about it when I finish.